Hello and welcome to More Than Just Mum, the podcast. My name is Heather Palfreman, and I am the host of this incredible series. I am so excited. This has been 3 years in the making, maybe even 4 years, to be fair. And I am so excited that it is finally happening. So, who am I and what is it that I do? So my name is Heather Palfreman, and like I said, I am a mum of two boys who are under 10 at the time of recording this. I have always been very, very different. I've never really fit in when I was working in swimming teaching and sports development at college, at university. I never really quite fit in to the normal job, the normal way. And I always felt very, very different. And I just thought that I was weird, that there was something wrong with me. And at the age of 25, when I had been working in sports development after I'd graduated from university, I'd been doing that for about 3 years. I was 25 and I was absolutely knackered. I was sat at my desk looking and thinking, there's got to be more to life than this, more than working for 40 hours a week for like 48 weeks of the year, being absolutely knackered at age 25. I want kids. Like, how am I going to be able to have kids, work, a job, bring in an income, and actually have a life as well? And I didn't even know that was something that was possible. And I started to dream about this way where I could work part-time and bring in a full-time income. And what happened was 2 weeks later, after this daydream, I was actually introduced to the world of network marketing. And I absolutely loved what I saw. I saw a way that I could start building a business around what I was doing already, with some products that I started to use and loved. And I saw light at the end of the tunnel. I saw hope and I saw freedom. And I started to dream big again. I started to set goals. I started to get excited about my life. Because, to be fair, I'd considered getting pregnant with my ex-boyfriend just to have a break from life because I was knackered. And looking back, that just seems like so crazy to even consider that. But at the time, I was so desperate. I didn't know what else to do. And I was trapped. And like I said, 2 weeks later, at an Easter holiday sports camp that I was running, one of the parents asked me if I was open to looking at other ways of making money. I was like, yeah, I am. Wasn't so sure about it. I was still living with my ex-boyfriend at the time. He didn't really support it. He wasn't really, he wasn't against it. He was just saying, no, it's a scam, it's a pyramid, it's this, it's that. And I thought, you know what, I'm going to go and have a look. I'm going to go and see what it's about. And I loved what I saw. I loved the fact that I actually felt like I belonged somewhere and that there was something out there that was going to give me the things that I wanted. Now, that was a product-based business. Didn't really work out for me because it was just such a lot of hard work. And I'm not, I'm not scared of hard work. I don't mind going all in. I'm passionate about something, and I will work hard, and I always have worked hard. But I was then looking for something different. I was looking for a way where it could be even easier. It wasn't hard. It was just a lot of work. I was introduced then to my current company that I'm in now, which is Utility Warehouse, UW, and that was in 2013. And on the 4th of January, we signed the paperwork. I'd been with my boyfriend, who's now my husband. I've been with him 4 months and thought, well, he can do that business and I'll do the product-based business. And that very, very quickly turned into going, all out with UW. And at the time, I was working 3 jobs, 7 days a week, 2 swimming teaching jobs and an administration job, doing all the swimming lessons. Is so hard. Like, I found it really, really hard. And now I realise that that's because I'm not very organised. I'm not very good at sticking to jobs. And that's part of my personality, shall we say. Um, so I got to work with UW, and when I started that, I had very little self-confidence, very little self-belief, and I really struggled to talk to people. I was really, really quite shy. And then what happened was I was asked to speak at events because I was seen as an up and coming, I was doing well in the business, I was getting promotions, I was getting incentives and things like that. And so I started to be asked to speak at team events, and then it got bigger. And then I and life isn't perfect now. My son's just walked in and I've completely lost where I was at. But do you know what? This podcast isn't going to be edited. This is just going to be real live conversations that I'm going to be having with myself, and sharing some of my knowledge, my expertise, and my skills and my insights, some of my learnings. And it's going to be conversations with other women who want to be more than just mum. I remembered where I was at. Okay. So I was talking about the fact that I was really shy. I didn't really have much self-confidence and much self-belief. And when I started this business, my mentor came on with me with about 15 or 20 appointments because I just didn't have that confidence. And so I was starting to be asked to speak at events and speak at things like that. And I spoke at a few company events as well, and absolutely loved it. And I remember speaking at one. Okay, so I joined the business, and then about how long was it? 2 years later, I had my first child. He came on with me like with loads of appointments. He came with me to open evenings. And basically, I was, breastfeeding him while I was doing appointments, while I was speaking to people. It was just the way it was. And I loved that. I loved that fact that he came with me, and I used my children as my reason, not as my excuse. And I had so much quality time with him. My second child was very, very different. He came along 3 years later, and yeah, life changed a lot when you have two children. It certainly did for me. Um, and I will definitely share more about that as we delve deeper into this podcast and as we get to know each other. So I was building the business, around the kids. And my husband's got Crohn's. Found out last year that my eldest son has also got Crohn's as well, who's really poorly with that. Again, I'll share more about that later on. And so it was about navigating shift work, about navigating, children, and just three years into the business, I gave up all my jobs. So I haven't worked for anyone since 2016. So 9 years now, I have been boss free, and it's been bloody brilliant. It's not always been easy, but it has been absolutely amazing. And having that freedom and that flexibility, I want to help other women get that. And you know what? Completely separately, both of my businesses enable me to live that life. So if I wanted to quit one of my businesses and just focus on the other one, I could absolutely do that. If I just wanted to quit one of my businesses and literally just like not even grow any of the others, then I absolutely could do that, and live that full-time income, part-time hours, very, very that wouldn't be a problem. And I am not showing that show I'm not sharing that to show off with you at all. Okay. I am sharing that with you because that is what I help others people to do. I help other people, other mums who want to be more than just mum, to earn a full-time income, okay, working part-time hours around their child. Now, a full-time income is different for everybody, okay? But I am talking £1,200 plus, okay? If that's the kind of income that you want to be earning working part-time, then you absolutely 1,000, a million, gazillion, trillion percent can do, okay? But it comes with having the right skill set, the right mindset, and the passion and the ambition and the drive. And the massive one is the support network. If you don't have that support network, then you're going to really, really find this quite lonely, quite difficult, and quite hard. And that is what I provide within the More Than Just Mum community. And that is what I'm really proud of. It is having that group of people who has got your back, who are there for you, who support you, who understand, the mum life isn't always easy. We have women in there who aren't mums. Okay, so this is, whilst yes, I focus and help mostly mums, I have mums from the ages of like 22 right through to older mums and mums whose children have flown the nest, like 55, 59, and even older than that as well. Okay, so this isn't just about mums who have got young kids, okay? Because so much of the skill set is transferable to different areas of life. So much of what you've already got is transferable. So anyway, going back to June 2017, okay, so I had got one child, he was two, and I was invited to speak at a company event in Derby at the Riverside Centre. And for those of you that are in network marketing who have heard of Big Al, Tom Big Al Schreiter, I actually got to speak on the same stage as him. I was hooked up, like mic'd up. I had red heels on, white jeans, and a black top. My hair was dark, and do you know what? I absolutely fucking loved that day. I will never forget it because on that stage I came alive and I was like, this is what I want to be doing for the rest of my life. Like, get me on stages, inspiring others, giving them hope, because that is what just brings me alive. That is what just makes me come alive. I absolutely bloody adore it. And I, am I something special? I don't think that I am something special. Some people would argue with that, and that's fine. But I am just a girl who's got big goals, big dreams, big ambitions, and I'm never going to let anyone stop me achieving those, not even myself. And I say that because so much of the time, okay, and I put a post out in my Facebook group a lot of the time asking people what is it that's stopping them, and they say myself, 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 myself. So then you need to invest in yourself. You need to, whether that's time, whether that's courses, whether that's having a coach, okay, like myself, to get you out of that funk, to get you out of that place, to get you to that next level so that you're not holding yourself back. Okay, because you can stay stuck there for years, like I did. Okay, I've not even gone into half of, how I am where I am right now. So, oh my goodness, there is so much to tell you. I am going to wrap it up now. But in 2020, okay, so I'd got my business, it was lockdown, obviously. We'd just moved house, and I was really, really struggling as a mum. I was not the person that I wanted to be. Wasn't showing up as the person that I wanted to be. And I was like, I didn't like who I was. And I'd got everything I ever wanted. So I was just being so ungrateful. And I felt like I was just whining about nothing. But I was deeply unhappy. I was deeply unfulfilled. And I didn't know where to turn. And that was when I found a coach who helped me massively get out of the funk that I was in, who actually asked me, what was it that lit me up? What was it that made me happy, that brought that passion, that fire to my belly? And, this was the example that I used standing on that stage in 2017. And she said, well, why don't you become a coach? I was like, what? Me? Like, who's going to listen to me? Ginger kid from Blackpool, right? I've got makeup on today, so if you're watching this on YouTube, you can't see my freckles, but I've also got blonde hair. I went blonde in November, actually, after being naturally ginger for, well, since lockdown. And oh my God, I love it. Like, oh, feels so much better. But anyway, so this coach said to me, like, what do you love doing for you? What is it that lights you up? What is it you're passionate about? And that question changed everything because then we then started working together, and then 4 weeks later, More Than Just Mum was born. And I'm so proud of this company that I have founded and created and grown. It's absolutely not where I, wanted it to be after 4.5 years. I kind of was expecting it to be this global brand by now. However, life has happened. And this is something else that I will talk about in this podcast. This is something else that I talk about in, my content and with my clients as well. Like, I'm not perfect, okay? And nobody is perfect. And I still get ratty with the kids, I still forget to do, I don't know, like I don't always do my goal board every single month, okay? Even though I recommend that you do, right? I'm not perfect, right? I'm human, okay? And sometimes life happens. Sometimes I get things wrong, you know? this podcast, like I said, it is not going to be edited. So I was recording some the other day and the doorman came, the postman came. Oh my goodness. I was so frustrated. I was like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Like, I said to my husband, like, no deliveries today because I'm recording my podcast, and the bloody postman turned up, ringing the doorbell. So on one of the episodes, the postman rings the doorbell, right? Because do you know what, right? You're going to listen to this because you're inspired by what I'm going to say, or it might trigger you to go and take some action, or it might trigger you to go, do you know what, actually, I do need some help. I need to go and get some help. I need to message Heather and book in a one-to-one, or finally book on and stop making excuses and do her membership, or, you know, the 12-week one-to-one program, whatever it is. Or it might just make you take action to go and clean the kitchen so you feel better, right? It doesn't matter if this podcast isn't perfect. It doesn't matter because conversations happen day in, day out. And I am sick to death of women and mums thinking that they have to have everything perfect before they can start their fucking business, before they can start achieving their goals and dreams, because you do absolutely do not. Okay? There are millionaires out there who still do not have their shit together. There are millionaires out there who still do not have everything perfected. Okay? So we need to get this idea out of our heads that everything is hunky-dory. Okay? That there's no imposter syndrome, that there's no overwhelm, none of this stuff. Okay? New level, new devil. Okay, that is how life works. That is what happens when you upgrade, when you go to that next level. That is what happens. Okay, and that is why this podcast has taken me so long to finally get out there. And if I don't immediately upload this to YouTube and get it out there, then I know that I will go, oh my God, what did I say? Oh no, can I get it out there? And I'll start questioning and doubting myself, right? So this podcast, I am going out. I'm going to do the Aldi shop in a minute. It's 10 to 3 on a Sunday afternoon. I am going to go and get the shopping done. This is going to download. I'm going out for tea, and then I'll be back, and then this will get uploaded onto YouTube this evening. So yeah, and then it'll be scheduled, ready for release. Oh my God. I am going to have some epic, epic conversations. I've got some incredible women lined up. I cannot wait to share more with you. So if you haven't already, please like and subscribe. This is going live on the YouTube channel, More Than Just Mum, and hopefully when I figured out how to do it, it will be on Spotify and other podcast channels. You see, I haven't got everything sorted. I've got Zoom, right? I've got Zoom, I've got my headphones, and I've got YouTube. That is all you need. You don't need a load of posh equipment to start a podcast, right? If you're passionate about something, get it out there. People will buy your passion. It is your passion that people want, because there are so many fucking miserable people out there, aren't there? Okay, there are so many miserable people. Who wants to be miserable? Because I certainly don't. So I'm going to shoot before the shop shuts. I hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please do like and share on social media, share with your friends, tag your friends, let them know that, you know, this is a podcast that they might want to just follow. There's going to be so many amazing hints, tips, and business ideas and parenting ideas and conversations that you are not going to want to miss. Thank you so much. Peace out.